everyone, it's me, Mark the Movie Man, and today we're going to take a look at G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. We'll see just how badly it falls, and then we're going to take a visit over at District 9, and then we go back to the What the Frack ring as we look at Bloodz versus Wolvez. That's right, Final Cut, it's back and it's better than ever, baby. So let's get this party started. Hey folks, let's get started right away with the reviews, and coming up first on our chopping block is none other than G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, or called G.I. Joe, You're Pissing on My Childhood, Part 2. Yes, that's right, Stephen Sommers has gone from being the Mummy director and the Mummy Returns director to Van Helsing to now pissing on my childhood. I'm sorry folks, this movie was bad. It was not good. It was better than Transformers 2, I will give you that. Not only that, but there were parts in this movie that made me sit there and go, wow, you know what, I'm actually kind of enjoying this movie. And then they threw in parts in there that I went, oh no I'm not. No, this movie's bad. The special effects in it, everybody, you know, those would be the feature of the movie, is the special effects with the super suits and the guys running around and the fall of the Eiffel Tower, which you saw in the trailer. You know, all those shots didn't look really that good for a movie of this big of a budget. They look kind of shoddy, really. What also was shoddy was the directing of this film. Stephen Sommers couldn't decide whether or not he wanted to do a serious military film or a cheesy, you know, cartoon version, live-action version of the cartoon. He couldn't make up his mind, and he fails at both, okay? The acting on the whole is really bad. I thought Quaid as Hawk was going to do a great job, and in the end he's overplaying it with the big grovelly voice. And Quaid is not a badass, yet in this film he's trying to act like one when he could have played it a completely different way and still gotten the point across and still been very good at it. There's parts of this movie that you're going to really love, and then there's parts of this movie that are going to just be awful, and in the end it averages out to being a bad, big budget film. G.I. Joe was better than Transformers 2, so it does get 2 stubs. Mostly because there were the parts I did like. Scarlett was rather attractive. Some of the supporting cast did really well, while the main characters, you know, main actors failed, and the music was really good on the film. So you have that positives for you. Now, a movie that's completely opposite of G.I. Joe was fantastic, plus it worked on a fraction of the cost of what it cost to make the big budget Transformers 2 and G.I. Joe, and that's District 9. Now this movie, folks, is a smart sci-fi film, okay? It has there's effects strewn throughout the movie, which you would expect with a film that deals with aliens that are completely alien, okay? But it's not evident. Within 5 minutes, you forget that these aliens are all CG, okay? There's not a subtle metaphor for this film for the events that had happened in Africa in the past with the apartheid. That's definitely evident throughout this film, okay? But what is also evident through this film is that this new director knows what he's doing. Neil Blomkamp, I hope I pronounced that right, is a brand new director. He was given a small budget, and what he does with this film is amazing, folks. Peter Jackson was spot on in bringing this film to the U.S. in producing this film. He knew what he had, and the film came out of like nowhere. I mean, you saw some promos here and a few promos there, but no one was really sure what this movie was like until it's come out, and now everybody's like, this movie is great. I was blown away by the film, okay? Now, it is done in a documentary style, so everything has a gritty, kind of grainy look to it, which just adds to the effect of the violence that's going on, to the story, the overall realism of the film. You get security camera shots mixed in with news clips, mixed in with actual movie shots, story shots. So there's a mixture of camera work going on that really adds to the movie. It really helps with the environment. It helps sell the film as something that was a real event that was happening. There is a lot of metaphors. There's a lot of messages in this film. It's a smart science fiction film with great special effects, and you don't even realize it. That's what makes this movie great. Blomkamp has a great career if he can continue to produce movies like this, especially for the budget that he had. He only had $30 million for this budget, for this film, and he does fantastic. He does a lot better than your Transformers 2 or G.I. Joe, which put together are like 10 times the amount of what it costs for this film. Folks, go see District 9. It is a fantastic film. Forget what other critics have said about it. Go see it for yourself. Get your opinion yourself. Now, I will warn you, it is rated R, and there is a lot of gore to it, with the battles going on and the graphic violence of South Africa captured in this alien film. But I guarantee you, you will come out of it and you will go, wow. It's nice to see that not all the summer movies are made for IQs of 21. Okay, that's why this movie gets 5 stubs, because it is the smartest summer film with the big special effects, low budget that you will see this year that has come out. Definitely worth the money of the popcorn, the soda, and the admission. Just go enjoy a smart sci-fi film, because it's just a refreshing breath towards the end of the summer film blockbuster season. Now we get into the ring, talking about low budget, but this is low budget of a different quality. We're talking about Bloodz versus Wolvez. Yes, that's right, folks. And you can't forget the Z in it. No, you have to have the Z in it because it takes place in an urban setting. Now, Bloodz versus Wolvez, linked to the side for the plot and the characters, is a bad movie. It's a what the frack film. It definitely a versus film, but for a Handycam film, I will say there are some great performances by the 2 lead actors playing the heads of the clans of the Bloodz, who of course are vampires, and the Wolvez, who of course are werewolves. Now, what you have in the story is you have the vampires, who are the high society kind of sellouts, and then you have the Wolvez, who are the more urban, gangster type G-men, whereas you have the Bloodz, who are more the socialites type, and you have that conflict going between them, where they've been at war in the town for many ages, and it's finally come to a head. Okay, the camera work in this, it is fairly well done. It's fairly well directed. You got to get past it as a Handycam. Once you accept this is going to be a low budget film, you put it in that context, then you can start looking at it from a slightly different angle. I've seen a lot worse in the Handycam films. I've also seen this director's other work, which was Zombies, and that one was actually not bad either. I did enjoy that film as well for what it was. I really appreciate low-budget Handycam films that actually try, and they do actually try in this film. The 2 lead actors really try to act, and their characters, you actually feel for them a bit, and it's appealing. Definitely is worth the What the Frack rental in my book. And that'll about do it here for us at the final cut. Hope you've enjoyed the show and found it enlightening. If nothing else, check for us in about a week and a half, where we have another slate of movies for you. Until then, keep your ticket stub.